Oh, goody.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Zombies here again. And today we're back with another Marvel Snap video. So, Sanctum's been out for 2 days now. Having a lot of fun with the mode. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting. And as expected, these shop rewards are very good. But going into the mode, if you watch my day one guide stuff, there were some things we didn't fully know about that now we do. And it's pretty relevant information. The first thing is the cards aren't as grindy to get as initially expected, which is great. A lot of people were worried that it was going to be hard for a free-to-play or a more casually focused player to get all three of the new cards, and a lot of people were sad about that, understandably. But it really isn't that bad. So I played quite a bit yesterday, but I also haven't redeemed my Twitch drops yet. Twitch drops are really clutch because we have this thing called Sorcerer's Ranks, and this is something we didn't have in the pre-release information. And so basically just by playing the game and getting points, you hit these milestones, and these milestones provide you with more scrolls as well as these reward tokens, charms. And this adds up quite a bit. They give you pretty good stuff for these rewards. Now, I don't know if this was intended or not, but the Twitch drops, which give you 1,000 of these charms, actually boost your Sanctum rate. So I haven't earned or I haven't redeemed my Twitch drops yet because I wanted to keep my scroll number lower. Because if you don't know, another pro tip, your scrolls only regenerate for free if you have under 12. So you need to have 10 scrolls if you want to get the max 2 free per 8 hours. So that's something to keep in mind. That's why I didn't redeem my Twitch drops, because I didn't want to miss out on any free scrolls, min-maxing to its finest. But yeah, so it's easier to get the points than expected. So I already got 2 cards in 1 day of playing. Mind you, I had a good win rate and played quite a bit, but still, I know people who played much less than me and still got 2 cards or 3 cards in the first day, which is much more than we were expecting. And if I redeem my Twitch drops right now, I would basically be able to get the 3rd card. So this is much easier than expecting. We were expecting it to be, and the rewards for leveling up your sorcerer rank are actually quite good. I mean, this really adds up in terms of giving you stuff to buy the rewards with, as well as more scrolls to enter the mode. One of the big things that myself and many people were wondering about on release was, all right, so tickets cost 40 gold, right? If you run out of scrolls, they cost 40 gold, right? If you run out of these bad boys and you don't want to wait to regen and you want to keep playing the mode, it costs you 40 gold. And a lot of us, myself included, were speculating that, well, this might be the first mode where it's actually worth putting in some gold to get another ticket, because the rewards you can get from earning stuff with your ticket might be better used that way than using it on a bundle for progress. But we didn't have the exact numbers, and now we do. And so I have these up on screen over here. And someone else did the math, and I appreciate them for it. But yeah, so basically in the Sanctum shop, the other thing we didn't know about, you can buy stuff like this for gold. So if you don't have enough charms, you can click buy and it'll be like, well, you don't have enough. Would you like to buy the rest of your charms with gold? I was expecting this to be very, very expensive. I thought the way they would do this was, well, the tickets will be like the cheap thing, and you can, play the mode and gamble to get more things, and they'll make the gold buying on its own a little bit more expensive to incentivize people to buy stuff with the tickets, right? To me, from a game design, monetization design perspective, that seems like a smart way to go, and that's kind of the assumption I made. It's actually pretty different than that, surprisingly. So the price of stuff in the Sanctum shop for gold is actually really not overpriced at all. It's actually significantly cheaper than I was expecting it to be. And so if we look at the math here, 1 charm costs 1.35 gold. So we have the unowned Series 4/5 card. So it's 2250 charms. So if we multiply that times 1.35, this is the cost if you have 0 charms. You might have seen it was cheaper for me that was because it accounts for your charms you have, and it'll reduce the cost retroactively. So it'll eat my 126 charms and charge me 2,800 or whatever it was. But if you have 0 charms, it costs 3k gold for a random thing here. That is way cheaper than you can normally get a random Series 4 or 5 card for. Like, significantly cheaper. Again, reminder, if you're missing some of the cards that are dropping, mainly the cards dropping from Series 4 to Series 3, do not redeem this until March 4th, because that's when the series drops are happening, and you don't want a chance of pulling like a Mobius or some other card that's dropping that you're going to get for free. That'd feel real bad. So wait for the series drops if you have any of those cards that are dropping from 4 to 3, or if you're waiting on any of those cards dropping from 4 to 3. But the whole point of this video is talking about the gold stuff, and 3k gold for this unowned Series 4/5 card. I think this might just be the cheapest way to buy a card that we've had in the game, potentially. Maybe it's technically cheaper to get some of those like high currency bundles that have a Series 5 card as like a variant if you don't own that card. That might be a little bit better value, but like, this is really, I think, the best we've seen in the game. Like, 3k gold for a random card is very good. So what about the ticket pricing, right? What about the ticket pricing itself? Is it worth it to buy more tickets? Looking at the math, it doesn't really seem worth it to buy more tickets. You get a good amount of tickets via the Twitch drops and leveling up your sorcerer rank. Like, I played for like 8 hours yesterday. I haven't redeemed the Twitch drops, and I didn't even come close to running out of tickets. Mind you, that was with a good win rate. So, you know, if you have a little bit less luck, you might run through them a little faster. But so far, the scrolls seem pretty front-loaded, which I think is great, because it avoids that experience of, like, crashing out on day one, like we saw in Deadpool's Diner, and getting frustrated. People are having fun with it. But I think many people are going to ask themselves the question of, in like a day or 2 days or however many days where they start running low on scrolls, hey, I'm liking this. Should I spend gold to keep playing the mode a bit more to get the stuff? And it depends what your goal is. If you are playing the mode because you think it's fun, then I think it's probably worth it for you. But if you are purely a expected value person who is trying to maximize your gold usage, I'm pretty sure it's better just to buy what you want from the shop for gold than to gamble on tickets. Because given we have the conversion rate here where 1 charm equals 1.35 gold, that means on average, in order to outdo that in terms of gold value, you need to earn 30 charms for every ticket you burn up. Now, maybe you can do that, but I think it's going to be hard. I think you're going to have a very, very high win rate in order to do that. And there's a lot of RNG in this mode, namely RNG of where the Sanctum's going. Sometimes if it goes left, you have an easy win. If it goes right, it feels like an impossible win. There are a lot of 50-50 coin flips in the mode. That's just how it is with the way the Sanctum works. So if you're not super in love with like grinding the mode, or if you just want to be the most efficient with your gold as possible, use your free scrolls, you know, level up your thing, get your free Twitch drops. They give you quite a lot of stuff purely for free. And you do get more stuff as you level up, which is really nice. But if you're sitting on some gold and you're wondering, should I put that gold back into tickets to play more, or should I just straight put it into the shop, or should I not use it at all? I think the answer is you should just put it into the shop. I mean, I think you can get all of these for free pretty easily just by playing the mode with the free stuff they give you. So I wouldn't personally really recommend using it on this. You could, depends what you want, and how much that is worth to you. But I think the real value here is in the unowned Series 4/5 card slot. Now, how good is this card slot here? That's going to depend on your collection, right? The general advice I've been giving people is I think this is really good if like half of the cards or more you're missing are cards you're actually interested in getting. Like, I think if you're only missing a few if you're missing a lot of cards and there are only a few of those cards that you want, I think this isn't super high value. I think if you're missing a lot of cards, but you also want a lot of the cards you're missing, then this has a pretty good chance to get you something that's actually good. So the value of this really does depend on your collection. So that'll be different to every person. Is Sam Wilson in the pool? I do not believe so. He's a season pass card, so he's not in the unowned pool. However, if you wait for the new season to roll over next week, he will be in the pool. So if you want a chance at Sam Wilson, don't spend your stuff, wait for the new season to roll over next week, and then he will be in here. So that's another way to... but yeah, it is better to wait until the series drop next week, unless you have all the cards that are dropping from 4 to 3. Because a card dropping from 5 to 4 doesn't affect this. This isn't weighted like the Spotlight caches. It's an even chance to get a Series 4 or Series 5. So if a card drops from 5 to 4, unless you're going to buy that card already to remove it from the pool, like, let's say you're waiting for Cannonball, and you pick up Cannonball for 3k tokens next week, maybe it's better to wait. But I think if you have all the Series 4 cards that are dropping, there's not too much reason to wait unless, like I just said, you want to try and get Sam or something when he moves out of the thing. What happens if you buy a 4/5 if you are card complete? You can't. It actually doesn't let you. It does not let you. If you own all the cards, you could use this to guarantee the new card when it drops next week. Like, you could save this for next week and then buy the get S on or whatever. But yeah, so in general, this is the takeaway. Spending gold on tickets isn't super worth it unless you really, really just enjoy the mode and want to play more of it and get some rewards that way. But in terms of pure expected value, it seems better to just put the gold into the store because the rates are very reasonable. Significantly more reasonable than I expected them to be. But how good this is will depend on your collection, so that's a decision you'll have to make for yourself. And again, highly recommend waiting for either the series drop or the new season if you are affected by this. If you want a chance at Sam Wilson, if you have a chance of getting a card that's going to become free, definitely wait for next week to do this. Series drops will be happening on March 4th. But yeah, I thought this was good information. It's always a little tricky to decipher the exact best way to use your resources, so hopefully this is helpful. Because yeah, that's the goal of doing these videos. And the same is true for all the other stuff because all this stuff is priced, the same in terms of 1 charm equals 1.35 gold. So maybe if you're not as into the card, but you want the emote or you want some of these cosmetics or whatever else, borders, yeah, same thing applies. Gold is probably more efficient to just buy it from the store than to gamble on buying more tickets. So yeah, that's it for the video. Just wanted to get this info out there. Hopefully it's helpful to you. Let me know what you think of the mode in the comments below. If you're looking for some decks, highly suggest checking out the Sanctum Day 1 breakdown stuff. Pretty much, I think all the decks I posted there ended up doing very well in the event. Or you can check out my Twitter, where I talked about it a little bit more. I'll leave some links to that in the description below. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.